So what are electrical motors?
So electrical motors is an electrical machine that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Most electric motors operate through the interaction between an electric motor's magnetic field and winding currents to generate force. So we have here the stator lamination, where the laminations are the steel portions of the stator and rotor consisting of thin lamination sheets stacked together and applied to the stator. The hazards here include silicon steel and the rejected silicon steel, which are classified as safety and physical hazards. So we also have the winding stripping process, where the stripping starts after switching on the engine and ends when the switch is at off position. The wire stripper is fitted for the extraction of waste removal. So the hazard that can be found here includes the copper and aluminum wires, empty rolls, and rejected wires, which are classified as safety, physical, and ergonomic. And then we have here the core preparation, where the selection of the correct type of core depends on production quantity, production rate, required precision, required surface finish, and the type of metal being used. So the hazard that can be found here includes the stator core and the empty boxes, which are classified as safety and ergonomic. And then we have here the coil making, where the coils are used as components of circuits and to provide the magnetic field of electrical machines such as motors and generators, and in the manufacture of loudspeakers and microphones. So the hazards here includes the copper aluminum wire and the rejected wires, which are classified as physical and safety. And then we have here the coil insertion, where the coils are then inserted to the stator, wherein the winded stator core is inserted to the stator. Hazards here include the rejected wires, which fall under safety. And then we have here the winding coil snugging, where the winding coils are now placed in their respective position, and then the fibers are applied to the surfaces needing insulation, and then the hazard that can be found here includes the polyester fiber, the empty rolls, and the rejected fibers, which falls under chemical and safety. This then proceeds to the bracing of windings. So the snug coils and the flat tie cord made of woven material are then used as the bracing of the windings. So the hazard that can be found here includes the rejected woven and papers, and the empty boxes, which are classified as physical and safety. And then afterwards, this will proceed to the varnish treatment, where a liquid preparation that when applied to a surface dries to form a hard, lustrous, typically transparent coating is applied to the stator. So the hazard that can be found here includes the varnish and the empty boxes and cans, which are classified as safety and chemical. So when it comes to making electrical motors, rotor lamination is also necessary for making this. The laminations are the steel portions of the stator and rotor consisting of thin lamination sheets stacked together and then is applied to the rotor. And then the hazards that can be found here includes the silicon and the rejected steels, which is classified under safety and physical. And then this proceeds to the die casting, where the die casting is a metal casting process that is characterized by forcing molten metal under high pressure into a mold cavity. The hazard include here the aluminum alloy, rejected silicon steel, the coal, and the smoke, which are classified under the categories of physical, safety, chemical, and ergonomic. And we also have here the shafting. So this is a system of connected shafts for transmitting motive power in a machine that is used to the rotor. So the hazards here includes the medium carbon and the rejected carbon steels, which are classified as physical and safety. And then we have here the insertion of rotor. So the one stator assembly and the balanced rotor are then inserted to the rotor. So the hazards that can be found here are the rejected carbon steel, which is then classified under safety hazards. So this then proceeds to the placing of bearings, where the combined balanced rotor and wound stator are then used to place the bearings along with the aluminum silicon steels. Hazard here includes the aluminum and silicon steels, the rejected parts, and the empty boxes, which then falls under physical, safety, and ergonomic. And then afterwards, we have the housing process. The complete electrical motors is now under the process of housing using cast iron steel, zinc, and aluminum casting. So the hazards here includes the cast iron steels, zinc, and aluminum castings, and the rejected steels, which then falls under chemical and safety categories. So this will then proceed to the insertion process, where the case complete electrical motors is now inserted for packaging along a styrofoam filling. So the hazards here includes the styrofoam, rejected styrofoam, and the empty boxes. And then this comes to the wrapping process, where the carbon or wood with foam base is now wrapped in the packaging process. It is also inserted along the bubble bag. So the hazards here include the bubble bags and the rejected bags, and then we have now the finished product, which is the electric motor with safety guard and frames.
Created using Powtoon.